Ludo inspects site for Orca Mechanic Village. NAFDAC cautions against drug hawking, ripening fruits with calcium carbides in Orca. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control confirms 1,534 diphtheria cases. From the foreign scenes, 41 migrants die in shipwreck in Italy. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Uchechukwu Ibonam. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has reaffirmed his resolve to upgrade Awka to a befitting capital city. The governor stated this while inspecting the proposed site for Awka Mechanic Village. Government House correspondent Valentine Mbadewa reports is taken from our studios.
Village will consist of over 130 mechanic shops, spare parts market with over 400 shops, space for car parks and other modern facilities. Speaking shortly after the inspection, Governor Soludo said that his resolve to give Awka a befitting state capital is total and moving all mechanics and other artisans to a permanent location is part of the process. The governor promised to continue implementing strategic master plans in line with his vision of making Anambra a livable, prosperous, and smart megacity.
It has to be a proper capital. Plan where there is rule of law, where there is law and order, and where people can come, Awka as a destination point, where people want to come, enjoy, relax, invest, work. What is going on now is a necessary transition. If we don't do it now, it will even become more difficult in the future.
The chairman, Panel Beaters, Gas Welding and Painting Association, Awka, Mr. Clement Okafor, described the idea as a welcome development, saying that they have long awaited such opportunity. He thanked Governor Soludo for coming up with such plan and assured the cooperation of members.
Permanent site. God bless you.
The Managing Director of Awka Capital Territory Development Authority, Mr. O.C. Onuko, leadership of the Mechanic Association and Spare Parts Market in Awka joined the inspection.
Wife of Anambra State Governor, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, says despite the current economic situation, mothers should not abandon their primary responsibilities. Mrs. Soludo said this while interacting with women leaders of All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, and the Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. We have details.
Addressing the women, Mrs. Soludo said that mothers should wake up to current realities, strengthening the home and the society by creating the right environment for family members to grow. The governor's wife, who expressed dismay at the level of moral decadence in the society, appealed to mothers to do more in asking questions about the lifestyles, habits, and association their children keep. Mrs. Soludo explained that her healthy living project is driving in a dietary revolution that looks to revamp highly nutritious traditional diet that seems to have been abandoned, and asks mothers to be mindful of what they feed their children.
Natural food. If also you decide you are 1 month change your lifestyle. Rap chemicals need a gymnafia. We the natural food do the kachisiki, alcohol, fuma, all you need now, gonna change.
The guest lecturer, Professor Brian Adimma, who specialized in obstetrics and gynecology, commended the governor's wife for making this year's August interaction unique and preparing women in the right way to go for their annual August meeting. Professor Adimma, who focused on women's reproductive health, shared important tips on pregnancy, childbirth, family planning, sex selection, and menopause.
Na kpọkọba ndị nne ndị ọchịchị niile na mba dị iche iche ka Fabia ka ọ hazie ụzọ ha ga-esi wee mee August meeting. Ife ọbụla a ga-agwụ ụlọ, ife ọbụla a ga na-ekwu ebe a bụ ife ọ ga-agbagbasịkwa unu ewelukwu ya jee bunyekwa ndị unu na-achị welie ma ndị nwanne unu ma ndị ọyị unu ma ndị ụmụ unu welie unu nyefa o wee bulie na obodo na-aga n'ihu.
On agriculture, Mrs. Rosaria Oheri, a director in the Anambra State Ministry of Agriculture, shared emerging revelation in regenerating agriculture, including tips on using biological compost for farming, and urged the women to eat more organic food for the sake of their health. She also asked them to unite against hunger by engaging in subsistence farming and avoid certain agricultural practices that destroy the environment, including using artificial compost, which can cause erosion.
Like my name isi katani ikana zo pal akwụkwọ tinye na mmiri fresh vegetable.
Wife of the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Lady Oluchi Ibezim, Anambra State Commissioner for Women and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ifi Obinabo, APGA Women Leader in Anambra State, Mrs. Esther Onyekesi, wife of the National Chairman of APGA, Mrs. Amara Ezokenwa, among others, were at the event.
Anambra State House of Assembly has passed a resolution urging Governor Chukwuma Soludo to direct the Managing Director of Anambra State Road Maintenance Agency to commence palliative work on the dilapidated portion of Akosa Road in Mkpo, Afumpo Ekempo Road and Ugunwasike Abateta Road in the Idemili North Local Government area to alleviate the sufferings of commuters. The House passed a resolution following a motion sponsored to that effect by the member representing the Idemili North constituency, Mr. Kingsley Udemezwe, during plenary in Oka. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modelim reports.
Section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, affirmed that the protection of life and property remains the key function of government. It is on this basis that Mr. Udemezwe sponsored the motion. Explaining the motion, the legislator lamented that the dilapidated portion of the said roads have caused untold hardship to road users through recurrent loss of life and property, accidents, and by the nefarious activities of the underworld. Mr. Udemezwe maintained that if urgent palliative work is done on the roads, it will enhance the safety of road users and help to boost the socio-economic lives of the affected communities and Anambra State in general.
Every moment and every minute of the day, that road is very essential to us because it leads to Federal Road, which is main express road. Now, a lot of containers go there, but because of the bad nature of this road now, motorists and the trailers are falling on daily basis. Now, it is becoming a mess situation that on every week, people get lost because of that bad situation and bad spot. When we continue leaving it to the hands of people until it degenerated to this extent of reconstruction, it's not profitable to the affairs of the state.
In his contribution, the member representing Oka North constituency, Mr. John Mark Ikunne, also stated that hoodlums now use the areas to carry out criminal activities, including kidnapping, due to the deplorable condition of the areas, and urged Anambra Road Maintenance Agency to fix those roads to salvage the situation. In their remark, the chief whip of the House, Mr. Jude Ngobiri, and the member representing Agwata constituency 2, Mr. Tony Mwabike, also spoke in favor of the motion.
If this road is fixed, it will reduce the rate of kidnapping that is ongoing now in our state. Fixing of this road will also enhance traffic flow within the Mpo area, because Mpo is very central to Onitsha. Anything that happens at Mpo will affect Onitsha.
Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Somtochukwu Udeze, also highlighted the importance of the roads to socio-economic development of Anambra State and read out the resolution, while the lawmakers supported it through a voice vote.
So we do CFR as a matter as a matter of urgency, direct the Managing Director of Anambra State Road Maintenance Agency, AMA, to commence palliative work on the depleted portion of Akuzu Road in Port, Afon Port, Ekem Port Road, and Ubunwa CK Abatete Road, all in Idemili North local government, to alleviate the suffering of road users. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
From the State House of Assembly, Chukwemeka Modelem, ABS News.
National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has organized a one-day media sensitization workshop on the inherent dangers of drug hawking and ripening of fruits with calcium carbide for Association of Health Correspondents in Oka. The exercise attracted health correspondents from 5 states in the southeast as well as Delta. The workshop was aimed at equipping the media workers with what they need to know on the inherent dangers of drug hawking and ripening of fruits with calcium carbides in order to conscientize the larger society about its destructive health challenges. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye was there and reports.
Declaring the event open, the Director General of National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, Professor Moji Adeyeye, represented by the Director, Chemical Evaluation and Research of the agency, Dr. Leonard Omaporiola, who eulogized their former Director General, the late Professor Dora Akunyele, for her efforts in repositioning the agency, said that NAFDAC has been waging war against drug hawking and ripening of fruits with calcium carbide through different media channels to safeguard Nigerians from eating poisonous foods that can lead to death. Professor Adeyeye appealed to Nigerians to stop buying milk, tea, cornflakes, among other beverages that are being measured in cups or plates and sold in the open market, as drugs are sensitive life-saving commodities that should not be sold or bought in an open market.
NAFDAC has observed that these bulk industrial food or ingredients that are not in the retail pack are being sold illegally in some parts of the country, and they are being sold in different markets. These bulk items are openly displayed, and they are often measured, that is with measuring plates and the cups and the rest of them. The public is therefore advised not to buy dangerous non-retail packed items from the market.
In a welcome address, the acting director, Southeast Zone of the agency, Mr. Collins Ogedembe, who shared their vision and mission, said that National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control regulates and controls the manufacture, importation, exportation, sale and use of food, drugs, cosmetics, chemicals, among others, as well as ensures availability of quality and safe foods and drugs.
The NAFDAC of today is customer focused, and our job is to see our stakeholders get it right in their business operations, because it goes a long way in safeguarding the public health.
For the Director of Public Affairs of the agency, Dr. Abubakar Jimo, the media is very critical in their desire and quest to rid the country of drug hawking and ripening of fruits with calcium carbide, and noted that National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control had already trained over 800 journalists on the dangers of bleaching cream this year, and appealed to the media to help sensitize the general public in order to save lives. Earlier, the Anambra State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afamo Bidike, represented by the Director of Pharmaceutical Services of the Ministry, Mr. Obum Madike, thanked National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control for the great job they are doing, and assured that the Anambra State government will continue to partner with them to end the menace of drug hawking and ripening of fruits with calcium carbide.
Anybody can be a victim of this kind of thing we are talking about today. So I don't think I need to join you so much, because you people are aware of the dangers.
Lectures were also delivered on the inherent dangers of artificially ripening of fruits with calcium carbide, menace of drug hawking in Nigeria, influence of mass media campaign on health behavioral change, among others. The President, Association of Health Correspondents of Nigeria, Mr. Hassan Zagi, The chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, Anambra State Council, Dr. Emeka Odogu, representatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, National Youth Service Corps, as well as other dignitaries were present during the workshop in Oka. This is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
Still to come in the news tonight, Nigeria's Center for Disease Control confirms 1,534 diphtheria cases. 41 migrants die in shipwreck in Italy. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. It's giving maximum support for the task ahead. News returns after this short break.
Movies made for you. Whatever you want to watch, you'll find it on YouTube, because YouTube is made for you. Get amazing video data bundle offers on your mobile phone by simply dialing *312# today. Learning made for you. Whatever you want to watch, you'll find it on YouTube, because YouTube is made for you. Get amazing video data bundle offers on your mobile phone by simply dialing *312# today. YouTube made for you.
Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ile ị ga-enweta ya na YouTube, maka na emebere YouTube maka gị. Nweta ọmarịcha video data bundle offers n'ekwentị gị na nepia *312# taa. Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ile ị ga-enweta ya na YouTube, maka na emebere YouTube maka gị. Nweta ọmarịcha video data bundle offers n'ekwentị gị na nepia *312# taa. YouTube emere gị.
Welcome back to the rest of the news. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed a total of 1,534 cases of diphtheria in the country. The NCDC said a total of 4,160 suspected cases have been reported from 27 states across 139 local government areas in the country. The NCDC disclosed this in its diphtheria situation report from May 2022 to July 2023, released in its website. The report noted that Kano, 3,233, Yobe, 477, Katsina, 132, Kaduna, 101, Bauchi, 554, FCT, 41, and Lagos, 30 account for 97.8% of the suspected cases. The confirmed cases were distributed across 56 local government areas in 10 states. The majority cases occurred in children aged 1 to 14 years. Diphtheria caused by a toxin produced by the bacteria Corynebacterium diphtherio is a vaccine-preventable disease covered by one of the vaccines provided routinely through Nigeria's childhood immunization schedule. On business, stakeholders in the energy industry have called for support for the renewable energy sector to enable it to contribute to the country's quest to end energy poverty. Speaking at the workshop organized by the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Association in Abuja, they observed that if fully backed, the sector will play a greater role in improving energy supply in the country. Speaking at the workshop, the CEO, Association of Power Generation Companies, Dr. Joy Ogaji, said that the solar resources available in the country, Nigeria can generate as much as 4,027 gigawatts of electricity from solar. Dr. Ogaji pointed out that while no renewable energy project is connected to the national grid, the majority are off-grid solar home systems and rooftop solar with no clear data on the amount of energy generated across the country. She also pointed out that energy generated from solar is not competitive compared to regular utilities. From the foreign scenes, 41 migrants have died in a shipwreck off the Italian island of Lampedusa, survivors told local media. A group of 4 people who survived the disaster told rescuers that they were on a boat that had set off from Sfax in Tunisia and sunk in its way to Italy. These 4 survivors, originally from the Ivory Coast and Guinea, reached Lampedusa on Wednesday. More than 1,800 people have lost their lives so far this year in the crossing from North Africa to Europe. The survivors, 3 men and a woman, told rescuers that they were on a boat carrying 44 people, including children. They said the boat, which was about 7 meters, left Sfax on Thursday last week, but sank within hours after being hit by a big wave. Only 15 people were understood to have been wearing life vests. They added that they were rescued by a cargo ship and then transferred to an Italian Coast Guard vessel. The Italian Coast Guard reported 2 shipwrecks in the area on Sunday, but it is not clear whether this vessel is one of those. From the world of sports, World Women's 100-meter hurdles champion and record holder Tobi Amusan was conspicuously missing from Team Nigeria's list of 26 athletes to the World Athletics Championship, which was released by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria on Tuesday. The list has 11 male and 15 female athletes for the championships, which holds from August 19 to 27 in Budapest, Hungary. Silver medalist at last year's championships, Esa Brume, will hope to upgrade to a gold in Budapest. She will be joined in the long jump event by Ruth Osoro, Shade Olatoye, and Chioma Onyekwere, as also among the prominent females on the AFN list. National champion Osharisha Ishakiri, Favor Ashe, Sheyi Ogunlewe, Alaba Akintola, Fakorede Adekalo, and Onagba Carlington will be spread across the men's 100-meter and 4x100-meter relay races, just as Rosemary Chukwuma, Favor Ofili, Faith Okose, Justina Eyebabayan, and Success Umokoro will compete in the women's 100 meters and 4x100 meter event. While the list has a lot of medal hopefuls for Nigeria, the AFN is still in a nervous wait over Amusan's faith. Before we go tonight, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. We are on Twitter at ABS Radio TV. And also you can reach us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now the main points that made the news again tonight. Governor Soludo has inspected site for Oka Mechanic Village. NAFDAC has cautioned against drug hawking, ripening fruits with calcium carbides in Oka. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control has confirmed 1,534 diphtheria cases. And from the forensics, we told you that 41 migrants have died in shipwreck in Italy. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. That's all on the news tonight. My name is Uchechukwu Ibanam. Thank you so much for staying with us. Good night.